Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my kind of first impression review of Eden Zero, which is basically the new manga out, which is the new manga out by Hiro Mashima, the mangaka of Rave Master and Fairy Tail. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't know what to like. I have opinions for sure, but I have no concrete way. Right, this first chapter, I have no concrete way of really nailing down exactly what it is we can kind of expect from this series. All I can do is pretty much say is pretty much say any kind of speculations I have. With and I think that's kind of intentional because with Mashima, I've kind of learned that that with his first chapter, he pretty much likes to rope us in with the whole with he likes to rope us in with these whole teases of what the story's going to be about, but he's not going to reveal a whole lot in that first. He's not going to reveal a whole lot for us in that first chapter, I think. But So to start off with, I want to talk about the setting because I do actually like the idea of the characters living in this machine space of this of this machine and galaxy and space based world, as it gives off a sort of modern fantasy vibe like Rave Master did. And honestly, even though it was played up as a means to get the main character off the island, the whole idea of human oppression by machines that was presented in this chapter is an interesting concept that I'd like to see more of. Although, like with the setting switch over to outer space, it'll be interesting to see where Mashima takes it. Where Mashima takes it from here, whether we're gonna get more with machines, meet different alien races, or maybe he'll go for broke and do both. But yeah, honestly, like if I did have something positive to say right off the bat, is that I do like the whole concept in this chapter of seeing the possibility of just of basically of the world being more of the world being of the world population being more machine than man, and the and what the relationship and what the friction and relationships pretty much between the two races could be like. I would definitely like to see more of that, and I'm hoping that Mashima decides to explore that a little more. Hopefully, like I don't know if the machines were only kept on that one island, but considering that huge ass dragon we saw, I doubt it. I think we are going to see definitely more machines and probably some aliens too. Hopefully, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. Um, all right, so let's talk about the main characters, Shiki and Rebecca, and the third one. We're definitely going to get to the blue one later, but yeah, Shiki and Rebecca. Yeah, there's really no getting around it. They're pretty much cut and paste versions of Natsu and Lucy. However, one thing I will say to Shiki's credit as a character that I do like is basically how pretty much curiously naive he is compared to Natsu, just from him being closed off from the outside world, which I feel I like. Okay, when you first meet Nat, okay, and what I mean is when we meet Natsu, he's pretty much already he's already pretty much if you look at Natsu, he's already pretty much a fully developed character. The only thing he had going for him was pretty much his was pretty much his was pretty much his was pretty much his pretty much his pretty much his entire goal and desire in order to find Igneal. But here we pretty much have Shiki as a completely blank slate, essentially. Which I feel with him being that much of a blank slate and knowing basically absolutely nothing or little to nothing about the outside world. I feel this actually does provide him does provide Mashima with a great opportunity to actually in order to develop Shiki from pretty much the ground up, and definitely as a and definitely have him and definitely see where his character is going to go from here for sure. Um, so yeah, I do got to give Mashima credit for basically going with a blank slate angle with Shiki for sure. Um, Rebecca, on the other hand, though, like I said, she's very much a Lucy cutout, which honestly could be entertaining. As out of all the characters in Fairy Tale, Lucy and Wendy were pretty much the only ones I actually enjoyed and felt got the most development. Unfortunately, downside is Rebecca didn't have much of a strong showing in this chapter. All she really did was get captured and explored the town before escaping with Shiki. But fingers crossed on that one. She has better moments from here on out. Like I really want to see exactly what. Especially in combat, honestly, I want to see what exactly Rebecca can offer in terms of as a fighter. To be honest with you, because this is a shonen and there is going to be fights, so yeah, I'm hoping I get to see exactly what it is that as a fighter Rebecca can do, or hopefully Rebecca, at least if Rebecca can't do anything, then I'm hoping that she at least develops some kind of a fighting style or something. Like for instance, we definitely see that pretty much based on her ship, she's pretty much a technological. She is pretty much technologically like gifted. That's for sure. She definitely knows her way around technology. So maybe Mashima's gonna do something with technology in terms of giving her like a fighting style or weapons or something like that. So yeah, but here's hoping for that. Um, and I'm sorry, but what the fuck is Blue? What the fuck is Happy doing here? Did Mashima just get tired of using Blue as the series crossing mascot, so he went with Happy? Because if that is the case, then honestly, I think I would have preferred Blue. Like honestly, I know that to a certain degree, like both Blue and Happy have the people who are like this character is annoying, but honestly, I think I still would have preferred. I still would have preferred definitely the little white guy with the carrot nose over Happy. Like yeah, like I'll be a little fair to Happy and say that in Fairy Tale I definitely liked him in the Endless arc, but beyond that it was like why Happy? Why did it have to be Happy? What in your mind was telling you it was a good idea to go with Happy, Mashima? Like, I definitely don't like Happy. It was. All right, so let's talk about the fight between Shiki and the Machine King, because honestly, on the surface, it would seem like and we're headed for Fairy Tale BS level fights, but if you look at the mere fact that the Machine King was playing this whole scenario up in order to get Shiki off the island, then that to me says he wasn't even going full power against Shiki. So there's still room in order to reserve judgment on how Mashima is going to choreograph the fight scenes in the series. And I mean, again, it can go either way for sure. I just hope it goes. I just hope it goes a little more in the direction of Rave Master than in the direction of Fairy Tale, because we definitely all know what a fucking clusterfuck pretty much Fairy Tale went into with the way that Mashima was choreographing those fight scenes. But although I will say that with our introduction to the power of Ether Gears, it gives me hope that we will be going a little more in the Rave Master direction of things, with the fights, especially with Happy, to his very little annoying credit. Pretty much recognize Shiki's power specifically as a gravity ether gear. So that right there, with just Happy saying that Shiki's power is a gravity ether gear, that says to me that Shiki's power isn't the only one out there. That we're going to see probably a variety of different ether gears in this world, and yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot more of these ether gears and what else they can do. Like I'm sure there's going to be like a booster ether gear, a firearm ether gear. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing shit out there, but yeah, it would kind of cool to see. It would be cool to see definitely more ether gears in this world for sure, and and exactly who's going to possess them, because I wonder if it's strictly meant only as something only humans can possess, or if machines can possess this power as well. Because I think the way it was set up, I think it's only humans, but it would be interesting to see if this power isn't just limited to humans or not. And okay, let's talk about the character. Okay, I talked a little bit about the character designs with Shiki and with Shiki and with Shiki and Rebecca, but let's talk a little bit about the character designs of the secondary characters, because honestly, I I am not gonna lie, there is definitely a lot of these character designs. There is definitely a lot more of a fairy. Again, there is a lot more of a fairy tale focus on the character designs than an actual than actually Rave Master, which honestly I'm kind of a little in a way I can understand. It was Mashima's whole. It was Mashima was doing fairy tale for years, so it's kind of hard to just kind of exit out of that. But I would have liked if Mashima could have mixed it up a little, like give us a little bit of Rave Master designs, give us a little bit of a little bit of a little bit of fairy tale designs, like yeah, mix and match it up a little, which I guess it's a little hard for him to do one in order to combine. He has to do one or the other, but yeah, it's and my original thought was that it wouldn't bother, like when I first saw these designs. My original thought was that it wouldn't bother me as much, but I suppose we'll just have to. But yeah, at least with these initial characters, it did kind of bother me a little bit. Not enough to say it's a deal breaker for me, but yeah. Um, Now let's talk about the tone, because honestly, that was one of the more confusing aspects to me, as there were times that the tone felt like fairy tale, but other times it felt like Rave Master, and maybe that was Mashima's intent, but yeah, there were just moments where it was hard for me to nail down what the story was trying to go for on a tonal level. Was it trying to be more like fairy tale, or was it trying to be more like was it trying to be more like was it trying to be a little more like Rave Master, which I I suppose again, it was just the first chapter, so it's kind of hard to. I think Mash is trying to redevelop himself right now, but yeah, I guess we'll trying to redevelop himself. But yeah, it was hard for me to pick as to whether or not I could really nail down whether this is supposed to be more like Fairy Tail or more like Rave Master. And I think, and again, going back to it, I think a lot of that might have to do with the fact that with the fact that a lot of the setup in this chapter was of course was basically one giant hoax that was orchestrated, by pretty much by the people, pretty much by the residents of the machine, of the machine island, or machine town. Like all of what they did was basically just in order to get Shiki off the island. So yeah, because of that, it kind of mixed the tones up a little bit. Hopefully, we can get something a little more concrete down the line, though. Although, like, and although I will give credit, and hopefully this doesn't go too bad of a direction. One, like, although like all of Mashima's stories thus far, he seems in this case of this story, he seems to be continuing his whole lesson of life being an endless adventure, which take that for what it is, I suppose. But yeah, it seems like he's kind of repeating pretty much the same life lesson he repeated it. He went with in both Rave in that he's done in both Rave Master and Fairy Tail, which I kind of would have liked him if he switched up the overall moral of the series a bit, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Renee, signing off.